It's a nice and lovely Friday evening, and you're right here tuned to the program Ground Zero coming to you on Procyon Radio and Television in collaboration with Invicta FM. It's a beautiful day, and of course, like some other younger folks will say it's a good day to be alive. Indeed, we thank God that we are alive, and the program Ground Zero is right here on. And the program Ground Zero is one that's designed to bring up topical issues in the polity and with guests in-house, and of course you, the viewers and listeners, will give you an opportunity to add your voice to the conversation. On the program today, we'll be looking at these trending issues in the polity. It's no longer news that the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, had some clash with government persons in Imo State on Wednesday during a protest. And also, it is news now to many people that just yesterday, the last student that was held by kidnappers since 2 years ago during the Baptist school kidnap has been released just 2 days ago. We thank God for that. These are the two things we'll be dwelling on. First, labor union, and of course the attack of the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the release of this young man just yesterday. And of course, my guests on the program are not new to the program. I have the first one, Samuel Yohana. He is a political analyst. Samuel, you're welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Mr. Ehis, and good evening, listeners at home.
Okay, I also have with me on the program today, joining us online, he is a civil rights activist and a gentleman that I call the general in the person of Bako Abdul Usman. Bako Abdul Usman, you're welcome to Ground Zero.
His is a pleasure being with you, and good evening to the listening public out there and my fellow big time friend Samuel Yohana.
Thank you.
All right. And for you, the listener, you can be a part of the program by going to our various social media handles and adding your voice to the conversation. On YouTube, the handle is at Procyon RTV. On Facebook, the handle is at Procyon RTV. Same thing for TikTok, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, and what do we have? Thread. All of these are handles and areas where people can be a part of the program by dropping their comments and observations. So we'll go straight into talking about these issues today on the program. And let's see how it goes. But first, I'd like to give you more details in respect of the issues that we'll be discussing on the program this evening. I'll start first. NLC President Ajaero in critical condition after brutal attack. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, yesterday said that its president, Joe Ajaero, is in a critical condition and may be flown abroad for medical treatment after he was beaten and brutalized by alleged state agents, including policemen, in Owerri, the Imo State capital, on Wednesday. Ajaero was arrested and taken into protective custody by police while leading a protest over unpaid salaries and other grievances. He was later released, but was found to have sustained serious injuries. And in the same reaction, the reacting to the incident, rather the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, who is facing re-election on November 11th, that's just next week, claimed that the NLC president was attacked because he was meddling in state's politics. Hear the governor now, that he was attacked. All right? And Uzodinma, who spoke to journalists after receiving the All Progressive Congress flag from President Bola Tinubu at the Aso Villa in Abuja, said he stopped the NLC national leader from dissolving the Imo State chapter of the Congress. And that is his angle to that. We will discuss more on that. And the second item is kidnapped Kaduna Baptist Student released after 2 years in captivity. The last victim of the Bethel High School pupils kidnapped in Kaduna, Treasure Ayuba, has been released. You recall that on the 5th of July 2021, gunmen invaded a school in Damishi, Kaduna, and abducted 121 students, while others were released. Ayuba was the last victim to regain his freedom. The Baptist Convention confirmed Ayuba's release on Thursday night. The president of the Baptist Convention, Reverend Israel Akonchi, confirmed this release in a statement. These are the two things that we'll be looking at today on the program. We'll start first with the brutalization of the NLC president, and of course, how does it sound? How does it? I like to start with Samuel Yohana. Ajero brutalized by suspected and police.
Good evening, listeners, once more. Mr. Ehis, it is uncalled for and it is disappointing what happened in Imo State. In the first place, this thing resolved amicably without being attacked, someone being attacked or being mobbed. In as much as it is being alleged that the NLC president is meddling in state politics and taking sides with a particular gubernatorial candidate in Imo State, does not warrant the kind of treatment that was meted to him. I had expected the two parties to have come to a roundtable discussion. In the first place, the reason why the NSC president said Imo is in connection with wages being owed civil servants. And there are better ways to resolve issues of wages being owed. And I don't know whether NLC have exhausted all avenues to resolve this issue amicably that led to them mobilizing protests against the government of the state. But in as much as I don't support what happened, I believe they would have given each other more room to see how these things are resolved. God forbid, that day that thing happened. Someone loses his life. Where do we start from? We will move from labor-related issues to now murder cases, which will not go well for the state. We all know that in a couple of days from now, we'll be going into election in that state. These are not the best of times for this kind of crisis in the state. So I believe it can still be resolved.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll come to Abdul Bako Usman to tell us how you see, how does it vibe with you? What happened?
Yes, he's once again good evening to the listening public out there and you in the studio. It has been a recurring decimal when you look at what happened, because of lack of our people understanding that politics is all about a competition, and in every competition there will be a loser and there will be a winner. Otherwise, that wouldn't have occurred. Because when you look at our laws and even the conventions and the treaties we signed, they give room for protest, and they also, the Constitution has clearly told us that the right to freedom of association, freedom of assembly are there for us to enjoy. So for me, I look at it to be a demonstration of what workers have earlier been crying, and a level of violence, a level of impunity, a level of high-handedness in Imo State by constituted authorities. So this has clearly shown that even those who are supposed to be leaders with the responsibility of having constitutional rights are the ones that are really treating their citizens with disdain and treating their citizens unlawfully. Because if the police
The network seems to be acting up this evening. I can see that the signal is still coming and going. Abdul, Bako, can you hear us?
hello,
Yes, you are back now.
declare. I said yes, the constituted authorities that is supposed to be the state governor himself and the police has taken laws into their hands to do what is not right. If the police are claiming that Ajiro was there and they gave him protection, they would have protected. The constitutional laws are there. People who are supposed to be the custodians of those laws are the ones taking laws into their hand, and impunity is reigning supreme. And that is what we have seen in Imo State, to be candid with you.
All right. Thank you so very much. Coming back to the studio now and still looking at all of this. Now, for some persons, and from what the governor is saying, is that Joe Ajero was meddling in state politics. And he
That's
also,
the
governor's side of the story, he also mentioned that he stopped Ajero from dissolving the NLC in the state.
That's the state chapter in Imo State.
The state chapter of NLC.
It is not his prerogative
Yeah.
to tell the leader, the national president, to stop when they're doing their congress. Does the governor involve himself in the process? So him coming to tell the NLC president that he shouldn't dissolve the state chapter, I mean, it's like going beyond limit.
It will sound as if it is he that's not meddling in union affairs.
From all indications,
If
he actually signed the
yeah, it was what he told journalists.
Chapter.
It was what he told journalists, and that's
NLC is an independent body of its own, so I see no reason why. I mean, no. You see, there's more to what we're seeing on the surface.
Okay.
Yes, I see there's an underlying issues that probably it's both of them that can tell us. But like Abdul said, we all have freedom of association. We all have right to leave. So the labor union or other labor-related bodies shouldn't be caged. I mean, we will be able to interface better if everybody is given his own freedom to say whatever is there. We also know that we all have a limit which we can exercise our freedom.
Okay, Abdul Bako, for the governor to come out to say that he stopped Ajero from dissolving the state chapter of the Congress, and they are meddling in union affairs, and ultimately what happens to him. Wouldn't one say that the governor might have been directly involved in organizing for him to be physically also handled and dealt with?
Hello?
Abdul Bako, can you hear me?
Very clear.
Okay. With the governor saying that he stopped the president, the NLC president, from dissolving the state chapter, and ultimately attack on the president, is it wrong for someone to suspect that the governor might have been involved in all of this?
It is that you see, if the governor who has no constitutional right, like the National Labor Union, should not dissolve its chapter.
Oh dear, the network is really acting up this evening. The network is really
if the governor, who is the state security,
oh dear. Well, the network is really acting up this evening. We don't know how we can go about this.
hello?
How is your network doing now? All right, let's quickly have your take now.
Yes, I say that being funny when he said they shouldn't dissolve the labor union chapter in this state. After all, the APC-led administration, who has ESCO in even local governments and what have you, that he will intervene in it and say they shouldn't.
Wow, this is really. Let's see what we can do about this network that is acting up. Let's see. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I say that the governor has no right whatsoever to decide what happens in the labor chapters in various states, not to even say the national. So he has no right whatsoever to decide that the labor chapter in Imo State shouldn't be dissolved. For me, I think it's infringing on the right of the labor union. They don't have a right to say they are deciding who becomes what as an ESCO in the administration of Senate. Nobody will impose anybody on him, and likewise, he has no right to say that the level chapter, their tenure is not due and shouldn't be dissolved. There are modalities to that. Maybe the labor union has met those modalities to decide that okay, now we have heard.
Okay. Okay, Abdul Bako, let's come back to the studio now. And Abdul Bako has clearly stated that the doctor has no right, and of course, we all know he doesn't have that right to meddle
Just like
in
yes,
at all. It's strictly a union affairs. But I think where there may be a little breach is the fact that there are allegations that Ajero, a union leader, is also working for the governorship candidate of the Labour Party in the state. There are allegations like that.
I didn't want to mention that. If you notice in my earlier presentation, I said it has been alleged that the NLC president has taken side with a particular gubernatorial candidate in the Imo governorship election. Well, it is clear now that it is the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate that they are taking side. And honestly, he has compromised his position as the NLC president. If he had decided to come out openly and taking side with a particular candidate in an election that will be coming up in less than 2 weeks, all I expected from him was to play a neutral umpire and watch how the whole thing plays out. Mr. Ehis, take it or leave it. If one is going into election and this kind of thing is coming up, different people have different ways of tolerating issues.
Yeah.
Some will do more than what is happening in Ministry now. Some will say, let this meeting look like, let us allow status quo to be maintained. Some will say, no, I have to take him down so that it doesn't become a stumbling block in the race towards my re-election. So my advice to Ajero is let him stay away from that election. Once the elections are over, they come back and remove their labor protest.
But don't forget that the Labour Party is an offshoot of the labor union. It is not strange for labor unions in other democracies and other parts of the world to have political party that they are supporting.
Is it like that in this country? Almost all the candidates that run on the platform of Labour Party 2023 general election, how many of them have membership of Nigerian Labour Congress? How many of them?
That's what
They just came in the middle of the pack, just saw an opportunity. And let me tell you something. Most of the candidates that run on the platform of the Labour Party are people that have lost from other political parties during primary elections. So they found out that the fallback platform for them is good to Labour Party. And as God will have it, Nigerians now decided to do a protest vote by giving Labour Party a lot of votes. And that's how some of those candidates emerged victorious during the election. And today, some of those candidates, how many of them go for Labour Party meetings? As I speak to you now, a lot of them are thinking of going cross-carpeting to other political parties. So, Labour Party, if not, people will just be using them as a conveyor vehicle. And disembark from that vehicle. They don't even remember the kind of vehicle that brought them there. So Labour Party has to put this over. It's a Nigerian darling party for now, but I tell you, if they don't manage it very well, they will go into oblivion very soon.
Okay, I quickly also want to take the angle of Abdul Bako, Usman, on this one. What do you think the Labour Party should do to be able to make itself? The Labour Union, of course, has a link to the Labour Party.
A progressive movement that includes political party and still be a unionist. Of the Nigerian land, either you can still middle the right to say this is the candidate I want to support, and it's his right to franchise. Backing of the law to be a member of the Labour Party as a unionist. Yes, he has all the.
All right. The network is really not allowing us to have a smooth and very fluid conversation with Abdul Bakos, but we'll still be trying to see how we can get this done. Voice will be cutting off midway sentence. That's good. But for clarity, it's clear. It's just a network that is crazy up.
No, the bottom line is just trying to let Nigerians know that even the law gives our job as amended. It's very clear. It's giving that right as a union.
Issue that we'll be looking at today. After he was kidnapped, that's Treasure Ayuba. At some point, so many people were already losing hope. At some point, people didn't believe that he was still alive. At some point, some said he has opted to even be with the kidnappers and all of that. That's all of these are. Wow, I can imagine the trauma he went through. And what do you think
for rehabilitation? Because for him to have spent close to 2 years,
more than 2 years,
those criminal elements in captivity, might have gone through a lot. And like you said, there were so many versions of the story. Sometimes we had that ransom were paid for him to be released, and he said he's not leaving the kidnappers, that he's more comfortable living with them. At the point we learned that the kidnappers were even giving him special treatment. I think that's another way that they used to keep him in captivity. But thank God he's been released, and how he will settle down into this same society is another different lesson. He needs to be really, really, really examined, because so many. I've never been to the kidnappers day, but the kind of things we hear there, it takes the grace of God for you to go there and come out and you become normal.
Yeah.
So the parents should actually do something and take him through a lot of rehab and so that he will have a stable state of mind.
Yeah. All right, Abdul Bako, what's your take on that?
Ehis, we are happy Treasure Ayuba is back. And we thank the Almighty God for allowing his captured people to release him from captivity. But the bottom line here is not just him coming back. It is quite unfortunate that we are in a society where family to take responsibility.
The network is really
Protection and
hello? Yes, we can hear you now. Go on.
yes,
Go on, please.
discretion to do a lot, but government are supposed to come in and make sure that Treasure Ayuba is being taken care of, is being administered where his traumatic experience in the den of the kidnappers will come back, will not be a reflection of what he will bring back. Maybe he is released on a motive of coming to get more information, get more to be feeding them back with a lot of information. So the security apparatus now to citizen, a government-owned citizen in welfareism, a government-owned citizen in protection and what have you, because a lot will be done.
Okay.
He might be on the part of equally coming back for the having intelligence for his camp. Government has to do to come back and Treasure Ayuba is back into the society in good health and well as a citizen, and not to just allow him as an ordinary citizen, because he have gone into a lot and he have seen a lot, and he is a valuable informer of the Nigerian society today regarding the camps and the operations of us.
All right. All right. Thank you so very much, Abdul, Bako, Usman. Still, all of this, one would say that thank God that this young man is finally back. And of course, I'm sure the government will not just leave everything to the family. They will be deeply and properly involved in the rehabilitation of this young man. And of course, reintegration into the society. He has lost 2 years of his life. And for those that are watching us on Procyon TV and those that are watching us on YouTube and Facebook, you can see the picture of the young man along with his father and president of the Baptist Convention. And I don't feel very comfortable.
I don't as
I
well.
don't at all.
Because if you see the looks on his face,
Yes,
he's looking mean now.
me now and
Yeah.
sort of looking like those guys.
Yes, not like a minor now.
A minor, it's not looking innocent again.
That's why I said earlier on, you can't go into those guys' den and come out normal. Most people spending 2 years.
2 years plus.
No. The
Wow.
boy needs serious lecture, and he needs to be kept in a place that he can watch over very well.
Yes,
Very well.
yes.
Like Abdul said, there could be other missions.
Yes.
Coming to society, getting more and more and more information. Because I'm sure he will still be in touch with these guys.
Wow.
Directly or indirectly, he will still have contact with these guys.
It depends on the kind of.
You see, it's unfortunate that we've let this thing for long, where non-state actors have taken charge of a lot of ungoverned spaces, and they are running riot in all these ungoverned spaces. Is it the one in the northwest? Is it part of the one in the north central? Or is it in the northeast? You see, these guys are still there, many destroying, killing people. The story is coming out from some states in the northwest. It's not the palatable one in the last 72 hours.
Yes.
And I am glad security agents are doing a lot.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot. It's not that they are not disclosing the extent to which they are cleaning up these guys putting them out and taking the fight to them in their comfort zone. But like we know, it's work in progress. And I think 2-3 days ago, I saw some attack helicopters that the Nigerian Army took delivery from Turkey. And more of such aircrafts are coming and equipment are coming. I think the heads of the Army formation and defense chiefs now have decided to work towards a common goal, unlike the previous defense chiefs that were working across board. Like the president told them when he was, I think, swearing them, he said, I will not tolerate you people working across board. I will not take that. If it has happened in the past before, let it stop. But for now, we can't take that. So we wish them luck, and we urge all Nigerians to give them necessary support and necessary information where they require. Because the fight against terrorism and banditry, it's all about information, intelligence gathering.
Yeah.
Because the criminals are in our midst, that's the informants. And the informants, I tell you, are the biggest culprit in this kidnapping and terrorism. Because if the bandits in the bush don't get information,